So now you have revamped your resume, you have created a rocking LinkedIn profile, you applied for a job, and hey, you got selected. Congratulations. Now, on to the next hurdle. How to crack an interview and get the job you have dreamed of. Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. This video is a continuation of the first how-to video which I created about job search in Canada. In that video, I spoke about some of the tips and tricks that you can use for your job search in Canada. I'm going to link the video in the description box below, and I'm going to link it somewhere over here. So do check out that video. Have you ever had an experience wherein you go in for an interview and the interviewer asks you a very difficult questions and you have no idea how do you approach it or how do you respond to this kind of a question? If yes, well, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the different kinds of interviews conducted in Canada. What is the purpose of each interview? What the recruiters are generally looking for in a candidate? And some of the tips and tricks that you can use during your interview. You may want to stick around in the end of the video because I'm going to share with you some of the favorite questions asked by the recruiters and how to approach them. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel and please give this video a thumbs up. Before you attend any interview, make sure you do a thorough research about the company. Guys, I cannot emphasize how important this is, so make sure you do a proper research about the company. When I research about the company, these are some of the tips or these are some of the ways that I follow. First, I go onto the company website. I read about the company history, the company profile, some of the products and services that they offer. Next, I go to Glassdoor. Now, Glassdoor has really helped me when it comes to what kind of interview questions they ask or what are some of the reviews that the employees who are working in the company have about. I also move to LinkedIn where I look into who's my hiring manager or, get information about who's a recruiter, what the company is like, how many people they are in the company. And the fourth, the most important thing is I read about the articles about the company. Say for example, in some of the business magazines online, if you find something about the company, make sure you read it because this will help you when you are going through an interview. Once you get selected, your first interview is usually your phone interview or a video interview. Now, phone interviews generally are for around 15 to 20 minutes. It depends on what kind of role the recruiter is recruiting for, and it may move up to 30 to 35 minutes if it is for a senior role. The purpose of the phone interview is to further screen your resume and decide if you're a good fit to move ahead in the recruitment process. In this interview, the recruiter generally asks questions like, tell me something about yourself or take me through your resume. They would also ask your salary expectations and how soon you can join the company. During the phone interview, one of the tips or one of the ways that I work and which has helped me is that I open my laptop, I open my resume which I have sent to the company where I'm getting the call for the phone interview, and I open the job description next to my resume. So when the interviewer asks me about my experience or say about the question like tell me something about yourself, I pick up some of the points from the job descriptions and elaborate that as my experience. When you're preparing yourself for a phone interview, make sure that you are in a quiet place and make sure that you don't talk either too fast or either too slow. Be concise with your answers because the interview is anyways 20 to 30 minutes. And please do ask at least one question to the interviewer. And this can be anything around the job role, or it can be something about the company or about the team that you're working with. Many companies nowadays are adapting the video interview practice, which is replacing the traditional phone interview. Now, the purpose of the video interview is that the recruiter can save a lot of time when it comes to screening the candidates. And secondly, at their convenience, they can watch or rewatch the candidate's answer. Before you start your video interview, make sure that you're sitting in a quiet place and make sure that your audio or video are working properly. You will get some practice questions before you start your video interview. Now, when you start your video interview, you will either see the recruiter, it is a pre-recorded one, so you will either see a recruiter asking you questions and then you would be getting around 1 to 2 minutes to answer those questions. One of the backdraws about doing a video interview is that if you feel that you haven't answered the question properly, or if you feel that you should have added something in the question, well, here's the thing, you cannot go back and record your video or record your answers again. Moving on to the most important part of the interview process, which is a face-to-face interview. Now, most of the companies have more than one face-to-face interview, which can be a panel group discussion or a final round of interview. In this video, I'm going to cover the face-to-face interviews which you have after your phone interview or a video interview. Before you go in for a face-to-face interview, make sure that you have done your company research thoroughly and you dress appropriately. Please do reach on time, not very early or not very late at all. Although this is not being said, but some interviewers do take feedback from the person sitting at the reception of the company. So when you walk in the company, make sure that you are considerate about them, smile at them and talk politely. Your body language plays an important part during the interview. Now here's what I've seen in some of the interviews. When a candidate comes in for the interview and when he or she sits on the chair, and if the chair is rotating, well, that's a problem, because during the interview, when the candidate gets comfortable, I have seen people, or I have seen candidates, rotate in the chair. They don't do it intentionally. It's just that they're so engrossed in the interview that sometimes they get too comfortable, they slouch, and then they tend to rotate themselves. So please avoid that, and please be aware of your body movements. If there are more than one interviewers during the interview, make sure you maintain the eye contact when you answer, smile, and answer with confidence. Carry a bottle of water with you if you can. Now this will not only help you when you have a dry mouth and with all the talking, but say for example the interviewer has asked you a question and you don't know how to approach it and you need at least a few seconds to think about it. So you can open your bottle, sip it, and while you're sipping it, you can think about how do you approach this question, or if you have an answer, then you can try to frame it, and once you're done, then you can answer. So this way you are buying some time. In the face-to-face interview, the interviewer generally asks a mixed questions like situational based questions or behavioral based questions, and sometimes open-ended question. So make sure that you do a good research about the company by going on Glassdoor and checking some of the interview questions they have asked. At any times, please do not talk negatively about the company that you have been working for or about your boss, because this will say more about you than about your company or your boss. Whenever you're answering a situational or a behavioral based questions, use the STAR method approach. The STAR method is basically the situation that you were in, the task that you were assigned, the action you took to improve the situation, and the result you received after applying the action. Prepare at least 2 to 3 questions that you want to ask the interviewer, and make sure that these questions are generally about the job role or the requirements or what kind of a team that you will be working with. Once you're done with the interview, make sure that you send a thank you email to either the hiring manager or the recruiter or whoever was present during the interview. Finally, here's the moment that we all have been waiting for. Now, I have asked few recruiters and hiring managers as to what attributes that they look for when they're interviewing a candidate, and what are some of their favorite questions that they would like to ask the candidate. In any interview, the interviewer looks into the right attitude of the candidate, the right temperament of the candidate, knowledge about the role that they have applied for, and the willingness to learn. An interviewer, usually say about 5 to 10 minutes in the interview, makes a fair judgment about what kind of a candidate you are and whether or not you qualify for the next round of interview. Here are some of the questions, or some of the favorite questions asked by the interviewers during the interview. Number 1, something that we have heard many times. Tell me about yourself. Now this question is basically to get an idea about your experience, your skill set, and your education, and is considered a way to transition into the interview. When you're asked this kind of a question, the interviewer is basically looking into relevant information or relevant answer based on the role you have applied for. Now here's how you approach a question like, tell me about yourself. I have over 5 years of experience in marketing industry. I worked as a project manager where I manage large marketing campaigns and I oversee project managers. I am looking to expand my experience in different industry, particularly in retail, which is why I am interested in joining a company like yours. The next question. Explain me a time where you made a mistake and how did you overcome it? Which is basically another way of asking what are some of your weaknesses. Now, the interviewer in this question is not looking for what kind of a mistake you made, but rather how did you own it and how did you overcome it and improve yourself. That is, i.e., willingness to learn. When you are asked this type of a question, make sure when you answer it, talk about the small mistakes which you have made and not some of the big mistakes which you made which has impacted your company. Here's an example of how do you approach such kind of a question. When I started my job, my first job as an HR coordinator, I was responsible for arranging some items for my staff party. When I got the items, I realized that I have ordered less compared to the number of staff. I quickly realized my mistake and I went to my manager and told him about this. I then contacted the vendor and asked him to prepare a few extra items. The next day, I went myself and picked up the items and I made sure that next time whenever I'm ordering, I order extra. So in this way, I avoided the situation and I improved myself. Now, in this kind of an example, you talk about the small mistakes which did not have a huge impact on your company. The next question which is asked by many interviewers is, what are some of your weaknesses? Now, the purpose of this question is to see where do you fall short and what you have done to improve yourself. So when you're answering this type of a question, make sure that you don't answer your weakness, which is an absolute requirement for a job. Say, for example, if you're a data analyst and you say, I have one of my weakness is that I'm not very good at maths or I'm not very good in numbers. Now that is something that you want to avoid when you're answering this question. Right? Here's an example of how do you approach such kind of a question. Public speaking makes me nervous. While my role doesn't require me to talk in public or to make presentations, I felt it's an important skill. So I worked upon myself, I joined Toastmasters and I took a course in public speaking. This practice has helped me relax and now I talk confidently in public or during meetings. So in this way, you're basically telling the interviewer that this is my weakness and this is how I improve upon myself. The next question which is asked by many of the interviewers is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Now the purpose of this question is basically for the interviewer to know if you likely are a candidate which will stay long enough in the company and whether your goals align to the career path of the role that you have applied for. When asked such a question, talk about your interest, like the challenges or the responsibilities or the growth that you're looking for, rather than talking about the title or the role. Here's how you approach when you ask this kind of a question. I see myself working in a company where I can grow my career and where I can develop a new professional skill. I see myself working in a more strategic role and working with multiple clients. So in this way, you talked about the interest, you've talked about your responsibilities, and you have given a hint to the interviewer that you are here to stay for long. I hope these tips will help you during your interview process. And if you don't get a job or if you don't get selected, please don't get upset. Take this as a learning experience. You are just one step closer to getting selected for a job. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and please give it a thumbs up. Take care and until next time.